Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. Today we will be talking about a tower which is considered to be quite strong in Kingdom Rush Vengeance and whether it's still just as good in the ReVengeance mode. I'm talking about none other than Bone Flingers.
Got a bone to pick!
As you would have probably expected, they received some nerfs in ReVengeance. Their damage was slightly decreased at level 4 and God Milk became more expensive at all levels. Despite this, it's still the most cost-effective high DPS tower in the game. It has 67.5 average DPS with God Milk fully upgraded, which means that it achieves cost efficiency of 12, which is extremely good for such high DPS. This makes Bone Flingers one of the best towers in the game for dishing out raw damage, and it is way more cost efficient than both Shadow Archers and Infernal Mage. As a result, I always fall back on them when I need cheap physical damage, most prominently against Genies and Magic Carpets in the Hammerhold Elite campaign and against Megalodons in Pirate Kings. One important peculiarity of Bone Flingers is their attack pattern. Instead of locking onto the targets, they attack different enemies one by one. This can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. On the one hand, spellcasters and ranged units can't hide behind groups of enemies or tanks, as they will still be targeted from time to time. But on the other hand, it can allow some enemies to leak, as Bone Flingers don't really care about killing enemies. They will shoot once and then move on to the next target, because obviously shooting a ghost which is immune to physical damage is more important than killing a bot that is about to leak, right? Anyway, bottom line is that placing them near the exit is a bad idea, and Shadow Archers may be a better option to put in the back. Despite its inconsistencies, I still like this gimmick a lot. It makes the tower more interesting to use and gives another strategic layer to the game. Bone Flinger's abilities are quite cool as well. We already talked about God Milk, which makes the tower deadly and is probably the best upgrade to get as quickly as possible. However, other two upgrades shouldn't be overlooked either. ReVengeance mod added one more level for both of them and improved their damage output. Bone Golems are pretty decent blockers with similar HP to level 4 Harassers. They also have pretty impressive DPS, 26.9 in melee and 22.5 in ranged. They are quite slow, so they might not be the most comfortable troops to use, and they are really expensive, but I like them a lot. As you can see here, I used them very effectively in Sharkpool Reef against Megalodons, since having that extra ranged DPS was absolutely necessary to take down these beasts. As for the Walking Dead, I don't really use it all too often, but I am slowly starting to really enjoy it. Similar to Bone Golem, they also received another max level, and now you can get the cooldown down to 11 seconds at level 3. Plus, Skeleton Warriors were buffed tremendously. Now they have more health, more armor, and a very impressive DPS at 30. They actually have higher DPS than Orcs with Arena Champion upgrade, level 4 Dark Knights, and level 4 Sylvan Harassers, which is kind of insane. What makes this upgrade really good though is the fact that the tower does not wait for the troops to die. It just keeps spawning skeletons consistently no matter what. On top of that, these skeletons don't stand in one place. They walk down the path to meet the enemies. So you can have a stage full of skeletons constantly moving forwards and blocking the enemies at the beginning of the path, which will slow down enemy waves a lot. Of course, they are still vulnerable to ranged enemies, magic damage and AoE attacks, but their sheer number will still be overwhelming and buy you some much needed time, as you are seeing in this footage where Mirage couldn't get anywhere as a constant stream of skeletons stopped the entire boss wave right in its tracks. Overall, Bone Flinger's role did not change too much in ReVengeance. They might not be as overpowered, but they are still a DPS king among Archer towers with very strong stalling capabilities. So, unlike Shadow Archers, they can help out when you can't use barracks for some reason, or when you need some extra troops against very large waves. That was all for today. Next video will be about a very interesting and underrated Archer tower, Hunter Goblins. Take care.